Hey everybody, I'm back. It's Michelle Lloyd, founder of United Art Space, and I know you're probably sick of seeing me go live. And I just want to reassure you that from tomorrow, I won't be as live so much because everything will come to an end officially on the 30th and everything will resume back to normal. And normal is I go live on a Monday for 15 minutes and do a motivational Monday. And then my efforts are moved into the hub and it won't be so hectic inside the hub if you're joining. I know it can be overwhelming when you're doing something new, but there isn't a live session every day over inside the hub membership. So be rest assured it isn't this crazy. So I wanted to do this session today to just answer lots and lots of questions that I've had coming in about the hub. And I wanted to talk about the biggest mistake that I see artists make. And I just wanted to share this today because it will help, even if you're not planning on joining the hub, it will help. But also, if you are joining the hub, it just helps you start to see what we focus on inside the membership to help you start to really make art that really lights you up, that you're passionate about. So we want to help you make art that is an extension of yourself, that really makes you feel excited. And we want to help you not only get your artwork out into the world, but what we want to do is help you find your place, carve out your place through your artwork. So let your artwork take you on a journey. And I say this because sometimes we have people come into our membership and they've got in their head, that this is what I would like to sell. And when they come in, they realize when they go on the journey that either the art they're making isn't the art that they actually really want to make, or it takes them on a journey of setting up their own groups, doing workshops, or it's endless, the amount of things that people have gone on to do, and featuring in magazines and writing articles and being on videos and things they would never ever have done before. And it's just amazing to see the transformation in people when they release the fear. And that is one of the biggest things that holds people back, is themselves. So what I wanted to do was just really quickly go over the biggest mistake that I see artists make and help you see what things to focus on. So in the hub, we have a course included. And when you join right now, you get access to this course. And I've always included that course for free inside the membership. And it's the 7 keys. And the 7 keys are basically behind me on this board. I'm not sure if you can see them. And by the way, hello to all the new members who have signed up. There's all the new members right now. Let's just move this. Can you see? I'll give you one guess at what it's going to spell. But we literally have members from UK, France, Australia, Ireland, USA, Spain, Italy, Netherlands, France, New Zealand, South Africa, Canada, Germany. I missed Germany off the list earlier. Yay! So we've got people from all over the world, which is very exciting. And in the hub, we've got people from, I'll do a Q&A session afterwards. We've got people from all different walks of life as well. But let me get back to this, the 7 keys. So let me give you a quick overview of the mistake that I see people make. So when people want to start to get, sorry, there's like 3 little robins all in a row outside my window. When people want to start to get their art out into the world, they usually jump into, how am I going to do this? Where do I put it? How do I price? How do I set up a website? They're asking all the how, which is right down here. And I'm not sure whether you can see this. But so you're up here making your artwork, and people jump right down, and I see it even happening inside the membership, and I see it all the time, and I've done this myself, jumping straight to that question of how, and when you're not sure about how and what your pricing is and all of these things and which website should I put it on, this framework that I created, you go backwards and you start to understand the answers. And, let's go through them. So mindset is the top one. It is the most crucial key of all. The mindset is something that we work on every single day inside the hub and individually as well. Because it doesn't matter how successful you are, how much money you make, your mindset, your mind is a tool that you use every single day. And whenever you become more successful or you break through another level of confidence, there will be something else that brings the fear. There'll be something else that makes you question your ability, because that's how we're programmed. We're human. And every time you grow and something is uncomfortable, it will feel awful and you'll talk yourself out of doing it. So the mindset, it's about thinking positively, but what we do inside the hub is a lot of work on reframing our thoughts and really acknowledging fear, because fear isn't going to go away. So we've got a whole course broken down in terms of money, in terms of fear, in terms of you being really aware of your thoughts. And this one, I have been told, is the most powerful lesson. And because we go through it again, time and time again, it really cements, and it's changed people's lives, not just in terms of art, but in all sorts of ways. So that's the biggest one that we work on. And it's crucial because it's the way you make decisions. It's the way you react to situations. It's the way you approach an opportunity or don't approach it because you're so scared. So mindset is fundamental, absolutely fundamental. And I've had people say, I don't need this. I'm positive. I'm a positive thinker. And it's not about being positive at all. That helps, but it's about being aware of the decisions that you're making and the action that you're taking. So, and the stories that you're telling yourself. So this one's big. Then moving into our why, the why and why we do what we do holds the answers to so much. It writes our bios, it writes our statements, it's what connects people to our artwork, it's how we converse, it's how you talk to a gallery, it's how you talk to other artists. Your why holds the answers to who your people are, and your why holds the answers to what art you really want to make. And this one is, I found the why can be so hard for people. They've never questioned. And what we do inside the hub is we have lots of questions to get you thinking about your why. And usually it starts with, you're doing this because it's a therapy. You're doing it because it makes you feel relaxed. You're doing it because art has always been with you. That's like the top level reason of why I make art. And then we get under the surface of why this piece and where did this idea come from? And we've got lots of techniques to help you start to really consider your why. And it helps you write social media posts. Like I said, your why will literally write your statements and your bios. So people underestimate the power of the why, and people are scared to tap into the why, especially if you are intuitive and you maybe don't plan. People go, I don't want to do this part. But it doesn't kill your creativity. If anything, it sparks it and makes you realize that I'm intuitive because of this reason, because it's so powerful to just let my creativity go wild on a piece of paper. So it's not about changing anything. It's about unlocking the way you see and feel the world, because you're unique. And your why is what's going to make you stand out to all the other artists in the world. That's the one thing, your why, that makes you stand out to everyone else. Your story, your narrative is different to everybody. Your feelings, your thoughts, the way you see, different to me, different to you, different to everyone else. And this is what makes you unique. And people often think that I don't have a why, and everybody has a why. Everybody has a why. And we are great at pulling your why out of you. So that's what we do inside the 7 Keys. There's lots of worksheets for you to just delve into that. It can be quite upsetting. It can be liberating. But it's really, really insightful. And we've had lots of people go through this and they realize at that point, this isn't the art I want to make. Or they realize, oh my gosh, this is why I do what I do. So one of our members today, who was it? Donna came into the group today and she said, she's been a member for a while, and she said, I was in the bath or the shower, and she said, and I was just thinking about all the questions that I've been asked in the hub and why. And she said, all of a sudden I've just realized why I do abstracts. And it just came to her in the shower, and it relates to childhood. And, you know, I won't go into depth because it was quite personal revelation. But it's, moments like this that you start to realize why you're doing what you're doing. And it's so powerful. It drives your future work. Marita, when she started to find her why, it wrote all of her website. She went on to do courses, really exciting courses that tied in with what she wanted to do. So in your desire to make art is the most important thing in all of this. So your why is non-negotiable. It's important. Your why is the most important part of all of this. And then that leads into what you make. So your what is basically, what am I putting out into the world? What is my artwork? Is it a painting? Is it a leaf? Is it a 3-dimensional? Is it a sculpture? Or it's the what is it physically? And when you start to put your work out into the world, what we help with inside the hub is creating collections that have a thread and something that pulls them all together. Doesn't have to be the same subject, doesn't have to be the same medium, but something that pulls all of your works together. And we have a whole lesson inside the hub on building a collection of work. And what happens then is you start to, from your why and your what, you start to pull out who is going to be interested in what I'm doing, who is going to be connected to what I'm doing. And what you can do then is start to pull out links to your people. And this is what our course teaches you. It pulls all of this information out of you, basically. And you have step-by-step worksheets to work through all of this, to start to pull out your connections. So then what you're not doing is putting your work in random places, hoping to get noticed, or worse still, not putting it anywhere because you're not sure where it should go. And what it also does is when you start to work on these two and pull out all of the worksheets inside the hub, you start to realize how to approach these people, because of all this work that you're going to do here helps you create a conversation around why you think they're your people. And you can create connections with all sorts of people outside of the art world. We've had people make relationships with other artists. They've collaborated together inside the hub, together as artists with common interests. We've had people find people in their Facebook groups related to areas, related to subjects, and they've made amazing sales that way. We've had people just use Instagram and find the right hashtags for them and sold, it was Jackie, sold £20,000 worth of work, I think, through Instagram. There's just so many people that have used this framework, and it's impacted them in so many ways. So many people have got lots of sales from this, but more importantly, lots of people have grown so much confidence and become happier people and handle things not only in the art world but in their lives because of the mindset lessons. So I'm really proud of this. I'm proud of everyone that's gone through it as well, and everything that they share with us, because it's become an amazing journey now of people having gone through this framework so many times. And inside the hub, people who've taken this want to share. They want to share how it's helped them and how they've used it. So it's really lovely. And then, so when then you start to understand who your people are, then you know where to start putting your work, to find them. Where do you go? Where do you put yourself? So when you follow this framework, and then you go to how, then you go to how am I going to price this? How am I going to actually reach these people? How am I going to put myself out there so I keep going and build momentum? And then the final one is the action. And we do review, plan, do sessions, and we help you map this out on a calendar so that you actually make all of this happen, because this is basically a plan that you're pulling together of how you're going to make a living doing what you love. So in effect, this is like a business plan. And when you start to work through this, it's a linear way to begin with. When you come into the hub, you'll learn these steps. And then what will happen is you'll be in the shower one day like Donna, and you'll think, oh, that's why I do what I do. And you'll make a note. And all of these kind of start to feed into each other. And when you start to work through these 7 keys and you come to the who, remember I said your why is non-negotiable. That why you make is non-negotiable. And your what you make, when you start to understand more about your people, there is a negotiable part to what you make. And this is really clever, because when you start to figure out your place, and maybe it's your who or your where, then there might be things that you adjust about your work, like the scale, or you might make a collection based on a certain area. If you're a landscape artist, for example. So you're not deviating from your why and maybe your unique voice that you've developed, but you start to notice ways, and this is what we help with. You can tweak certain things in your work to make your work more desirable, to make it connect. So if you're down here and you're still struggling, then usually it's the what. You can start to go back and tweak the work. And we've seen this time and time again. I remember Mary, this was a long time ago, but she joined and she was just like, I'm really stuck with the who. And she'd worked on her why, and she developed this amazing voice through acrylic inks, and she was making this amazing work, and it was all landscape and seascape, and she just was still struggling. She just said, I still can't connect it to people. And then when we sat and had a chat, it was almost just like the landscapes were just too broad. There still wasn't that connection. And so all she did was she revisited her why, and she was driving past the burn in Ireland, and she said, I've realised my why and a collection is in front of me. It's been in front of me for years. As she said, I used to drive past this place as a small girl. It's on the west coast of Ireland, these beautiful rock formations. And what she did was she created a collection based on this area. And then all of a sudden, she had this amazing connection with people and with this place, and stories and narratives started to come through in her work. It was a subtle change in what she did. And then a gallery represented her because they have a tourist area. I'll never forget a guy Googling burn Irish artist, and she came up and she got this commission from somebody in the United States who was very, very sick and could never travel ever again. And he visited that area when he was a child, and he wanted someone to paint And he wanted one of her paintings because it reminded him of that. And so she started to get all these amazing opportunities, and it was from tweaking the what based on her why and starting to figure all of this out. So what this gives you is the framework to follow, and if something is not working, it gives you the questions to ask, like, what do I need to do something here? What is it? And it gives you the roadmap of, okay, maybe I need to adjust this or adjust that or delve into my why. And usually it works backwards. If you don't know where it goes, who are your people? If you don't know who your people are, what is it that you're making? And it goes backwards like that as a rule. And if you don't know what you're making, you go back to your why, because this is an amazing quote. When people lose their way, it's because they've lost their why. And I don't know where that quote came from, but it's an amazing quote and it's so true. When you don't know where you're going, it's in here. It is. Your why is everything. It's lovely to see you all here. Oh, Ryan, I was thinking about you yesterday. I haven't heard from Ryan in ages. I hope you're well. I joined in October and I'm on my third key. It's completely worth it. Even if it just confirms what you thought already knew, the confirmation could be everything. I love that. Oh, how are you, Ryan? Let me know. So that's the 7 keys in a nutshell, and that's what we do inside the hub. And everything that we do inside the hub comes back to the 7 keys. And we're always, when we're asking you questions, it's about bringing you back all the time to the 7 keys. We'll point you to lessons in the hub that bring you back to the 7 keys all the time. And when you join, you have a roadmap. And it doesn't matter what stage you're at, whether you're a beginner or you've already started selling, but you're struggling to sell more. There's a roadmap to help you no matter what stage you're at. So you can dive into the lessons that will help you. But no matter what stage you're at, I recommend going through this, because it doesn't matter what stage you're at. These 7 keys will help you. I use these time and time again, and you can use them for anything. You can use them to sell your artwork. You can use them to sell courses that you're making, online courses. You can use them to sell art workshops. It's the same principles. This is going to help you build your plan and really connect with people, with your messaging. So, and it doesn't have to be scary. There might be people sitting here now like, oh, I'm just a beginner. And you don't have to worry about selling. When we pull the roadmap together at the beginning, it's about finding your voice, and it's about playing and experimenting. And your people, this framework still works, because when you work through this as a complete beginner, when you get to your who might not be buyers yet. They might be people who are learning the same things as you. If you find that you're learning oils, go and find other people that are learning oils. Go and find artists that inspire you, that are making oils. So it works this way as well, that it's all based on where you are right now, honoring that. This is the stage I'm at, and this is how I'm going to use them. So you carve out your place in the world through whatever stage you're at right now, whatever you're focusing on. And you go and find people and you go and interact, which I know can be really scary. But when you start to work through this framework and you figure out your why, then you have something to say to people when you reach out. And that gives you the confidence. So above all, this is going to give you oodles and oodles of confidence. So that's one thing I want to share with you. The biggest mistake is jumping straight down to the bottom. If you're struggling with that, work backwards and really do consider who your people are. It's so powerful. So I'm going to jump into the Q&A now. If anybody has any questions whatsoever, please do let me know. And let me just check. Hey, lovely to see you all. I love it. I knew there was a reason I wanted to be at the back before 6. Well, there's one more live tomorrow at the same time, 6 o'clock, which is a party. We're just going to sit and doodle and draw together, and it's the end of all the lives. So, and then we resume back to normal. Whatever normal is, I've forgotten. Um, let me see. Oh, bless. I'm definitely jumping too far ahead. That's why I'm constantly overwhelmed. Oh, I know we all do it. We all do it. And I think we do it because we're so, and I see this now. I see people join the hub and they look at the roadmap and, you've got your beginner and hobbyist and it goes up. And I see people choosing a stage later on because they think if I choose that one, I'm going to make faster progress. But actually, if you go right back to basics, right back to the beginning, and you start from there, you'll make more progress. It's not going to help jumping straight ahead. And yeah, all of this is how I've got United Art Space off the ground. It's how Sharon's got to where she is. Lots of people sitting here that have made progress. Have only scraped the surface of the 7 keys, a lot of people, and they've sometimes it's not the whole thing you have to go through. It can be one thing that brings you amazing opportunities, because what we've found inside the hub is people will work through this and maybe it's their mindset. They got as far as mindset and they realized that, oh my gosh, that was the thing holding me back. Like, I don't like selling. I don't like asking for money. And then when they've reframed that, it's like unlocked doors and like, wow, that was what was holding me back. And then for other people, there's this real jar against who their people are. But they've gone through and found links and then found like one hashtag that's changed their whole life. Or they've met one person, got an opportunity, and it's just opened so many doors for them. So, through this, it takes you on a journey and you keep chipping away. So we go through the 7 keys all the time because it's not something that you just do once and you learn. This will stay with you forever. And you'll keep going deeper and deeper into this, and it directs you as an artist, as a person. And if you were going to a startup to get a grant or something like this, these are the questions that they'd ask you. In fact, we've had lots of people join the hub who have had grants and have secured grants based on this, and they filled the questions in. If you're going to be interviewed for a magazine, this is what they want to know. If you're going to apply for a grant, this is what they want to know. If you want to go to a gallery, this is what they want to know. So the 7 keys and answering all these questions has led to our members getting grants, magazine features, solo shows, representation for galleries, selling. In fact, I just want to show you, I just brought up a list earlier of just look at this. We have so many testimonials, but we don't have time to write them all up because there's so many. But I want to just quickly show you this. I was looking at this today and I just got so emotional. And this is just from recently. This was Vanessa. She said, I've been a member a year now, and I've only been dipping my toe in, but I just feel like United Art Space is always there for me. And she just feels cared for. And it was just such a lovely message to get. And a lot of people say this, how they feel cared for, supported. Ronnie says, I was terrified of the cost, but I don't regret it at all. I've learned so much. I'm braver now. I don't feel alone or like an imposter. That's something that a lot of people feel, like an imposter. They feel like they don't belong. What if I don't fit into the hub? What if I'm just going to be found out? Lorraine said, I don't have lots of money, but it's given me confidence and I've already started to cover my fees. Jill said, I joined in July. I was nowhere near ready to sell anything. I was like you giving my art away. I've stopped doing that now, only small pieces on birthday cards. I've sold one piece to a friend, but I've come a long way with my mindset and about art and selling. I have a collection, a website, a desire to succeed. I'm working on my Instagram account, and I wouldn't have done any of this without the hub. I mean, it's incredible. Stacey, I just want to say I'm working for my mindset. It's been very enlightening. This is Stacey Jane, realizing my fixed thoughts and how often they come up throughout the day. I love being part of the hub already. Oh, Evelyn is our chocolate artist. She's our resident chocolate artist. And she's used this whole framework for her chocolate art. And this was in March. So in March, she tripled her income goal for March. She's been doing the review plan do sessions, and they're paying off so well. That was a nice one. There was somebody that left but just said, I just want to just say how amazing it's been. Beth left and then she came back, and she's just joined up for the year, and it says that it's helping her focus her energy in the right space and making me look at what I think I want under a microscope, something I've never done before. It's just so many. It was so lovely to read today. Lots of people are working on the mindset lessons. I loved this one. Poppy said, what a crazy year. Some of my highlights. I've gone from no job in March, no idea what to do, no artistic voice, no direction, to selling online, knowing why I do it and what I have to offer. Big thanks to Stacey. Stacey is amazing. And the UAS Hub for being a big part of how I got here. Oh, look at this one. Sorry, we'll stop in a minute. At the age of 60, with one commission in the bag and 6 more waiting to be done, I'm actually finally living my dream. So big, massive thank you, Michelle, for creating United Art Space and the wonderful hub, to yourself, the other Hubsters community, for being so supportive, understanding, and sharing your knowledge and expertise. Long may you reign. How lovely. I'm not sure who that came from. I forgot to put the name. Jackie. Oh, gosh, Jackie here. Look, she's... an incredible story here. She literally only started making art a year ago, and she's gone on to sell online through Instagram, and she's taken 17,000 between March and November. That was last year, and we did a session with Jackie recently, and she's just absolutely flying. She's making art her living, and she only started making art last year. And she's now going to be represented by a gallery. That's all in 12 months. Linda is here saying, I've just sold this piece within 30 minutes of just showing it on my Facebook page. Colin's had amazing success as well, selling his artwork. So there's just so many to share in here. Aviva, after 48 years, I finally found a place in which I can believe to be truly myself. Thank you to all the wonderful supportive hub members. I feel relieved and feel like I'll be able to breathe and focus properly on my lifelong dream. It's so nice. I joined the hub, started mindset. My wife said, I've had the £25 worth already. So yeah, there's just there's so many here. Kirsty, oh gosh, I just want to read them all because they're all so inspiring. But I remember Kirsty joined and she was afraid to call herself an artist. She felt like an imposter. And it took her a while to work through the 7 keys. It took her a long time to figure out why she did what she did. And I could see her post and she was getting frustrated. And now, you know, I think it took Kirsty a year to really find her place through the 7 keys. But she has gone on to sell. This is just crazy. She made her artwork onto these beautiful cards and she sells them in boxes. And she put them into somewhere to sell, and she was expecting to just sell 5 boxes, and she sold over 100 boxes. I mean, this was a while ago. She has sold hundreds of these boxes now, and she's now making art a living and gone on to do incredible things because there's links with dementia and mental health, and oh, it's incredible. Simone joined, and she was really stressful academic, in an academic position, really stressed out, burnt out, and she's gone on now to make her living. And I just love how it's just, we're having this ripple effect because all of these people that I've just mentioned now are sharing what they've learned, sharing their artwork, and there's all these people all around the world with artwork that have been touched by everything that we're doing. It's so amazing. I'm sorry, I'm gushing about it all. Let me get back to the questions. I'm just excited. So let me get back to the questions. Right. So another question came in. Will the hub help me find my voice or what I want to do? Yeah, I'm pretty certain it can. It can take time, I will admit. You know, you're not going to come in and figure out what you want to do in the first week. It takes time, and it's a process of delving into your experiences, your life, filling in questions, pondering, playing, but we're there to support you the whole step of the way. But one thing I know for sure is lots of people have found their direction and actually got on the right path, because what I'm passionate about is your why is the main part of all of this. So we do a lot of work to help you figure out what it is that you want to do. That's the first thing after mindset that we focus on, because that's one of the most important. It's right at the top there for a reason. So yeah, it will help you find your voice and your direction. And then we've got makers as well to help you start to really think about how you use visual language and explore your voice. So, you know, your voice as well, I just want to say, I don't think you ever find it. It's ever evolving, but there is a point where you feel, oh yeah, this is great. This is me. And I feel like Stacey right now, she's making artwork that she's like, yes, this is great. I'm really enjoying this. And it feels right in that moment. And that's her voice right now. And it will develop and evolve into something else. It will. That's the cycle of being an artist, isn't it? So, but yeah, it will definitely give you that direction for sure. Someone asked a great question. I know you have lots of self-taught artists. Do you have qualified people too? Yes, we have a whole range of people. Simone, who I mentioned, she has a PhD and 5 degrees, I think. And we have lots of people who have degrees and are have art degrees. And we have lots of people who are just self-taught, and we have lots of people who come from all different walks of life, and everybody gets on. Everybody is equal inside of our community, and everybody has this shared passion of making art and finding a place for it in the world, and that's what brings everyone together. So we have a non-judgmental group, and we have lots of different types of artists as well. So we do draw the line at visual art. I know somebody asked me a question, is it applicable to dance? And it isn't, because, you could probably use this for dance, but I don't know anything about those particular types of arts, where the visual arts is what I know about. So we focus on 2D, 3D, installation, all types of visual art, in the sense of it being, like installation, 2D, 3D, sculpture, glass. And like I say, Evelyn is a chocolate artist, and she's used these very successfully, this framework, to sell her chocolate art. So what happens once you join? So when you join, what happens is you receive your login details, and there's 2 parts to this. There's the hub platform, which is a secure website. And I did another video where I give you a tour of that. But that platform has everything on it. It has all the 7 Keys course that I've just spoken about. It has all the resources, a roadmap to help you step by step. You click on it and it will give you a list of the lessons that you need to focus on to get you to the next stage. And then we have a Facebook group, which is the community. And you don't have to join the Facebook group, but I highly recommend, even if you set up a Facebook just for that group, I recommend it, because there's a wealth of experience and knowledge inside that Facebook group, and it's so supportive. But you don't need to be on Facebook to take part. Everything is on the hub. You don't have to attend any live sessions. Everything is recorded and inside the hub, because it's built for you to use at your own pace in your own time. You can't fall behind, because it's not a course where you're having to keep up and things have got to be submitted and this week we're going to move on to something else. it's created for you to dip in no matter what journey you're on and help you get through the next stages, and we help you figure out the next 3 steps, and we're there to support you along the way and keep helping you when you get stuck. So yes, you can't fall behind. You then have access to the 7 Keys course, and I recommend carving out 1 hour to work on the course. It will pay off massively. 1 hour a week. And then the live sessions, there's one live session a week inside the hub on a Thursday. And those, you can listen to those whilst you're painting, whilst you're in the bath. I have lots of members who listen whilst they're in the bath, and I do this when I'm listening to my mentor. Whilst you're walking the dog, so you can incorporate this into your life so that you don't have to just sit there and take time out. So because I know time is precious, and that's been one of the big questions I've had, like, how long does this take? Of course, the more you put in, the more you'll get out of it. But we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And what we are doing here is we are designing our own lives. We are putting a plan together to be the person that we're meant to be, to draw out our creativity in the most authentic way, and finding a place for that and going on a journey and learning how to make a living from that. And that's worth spending an hour a week on. So, sometimes I wish I could show you a crystal ball to say, if you put in this time, this is what your life could look like in 5 years' time. And what you have to do is paint that picture, because you don't have the crystal ball, or maybe you do. And so this is what I do. I paint that picture in 5 years. And the very life I'm living now is the picture I painted 5 years ago. It works. Sharon did the same thing. The very, very picture she painted 5 years ago is the life that she's living now. And it works. So we are designing our own lives, and it is worth carving out the time for. It takes a long time, but it's worth it, I promise. So, it's how we spend those 24 hours that are important. And that's what we help you with in the hub as well. We do a review plan do session every month to help you manage your time and help you focus on the most important things, to help you make that progress, because the action, the final key, is so important. The action that you take, even if it's small steps, will lead to bigger momentum. So yeah, it all started with an hour a week for me. That's why I always say an hour a week. And I still now spend an hour a week dedicated to learning. At least an hour a week. I do courses. I've always got 1 to 3 courses on the go alongside all of this, because I just don't think we should ever stop learning. So another question was, are there new lessons inside the hub that come out after I join? So yes, we usually have. So at the moment, when you join, you'll get access to lots of lessons like pricing, selling, how to use social media to sell, how to speak with confidence, how to license your artwork. And not all of those might be applicable to you, but they're there if you want them. And then what we tend to do each month is have 1 new lesson a month. There's been more lessons going in recently because we're building a knowledge bank, and soon there'll be a knowledge bank inside the hub where it will be like a Q&A, a question, and you'll go straight to the lesson that will help you. So we're building that out in the background. So like if you had a question on Instagram, there'd be a list of lessons on Instagram, and if it's a question on selling, and that's what we're building for all the hub members. And so the way it works right now is there's usually a lesson every month that goes in, and we're featuring guests. So we've got a great guest lineup. We have guests come in to do talks. We have members that do deep dive sessions, and they're usually quick 20-minute lessons that show a certain aspect of something that they've learned. And they'll show you step by step how they've done it. It's amazing. We have an amazing community of people sharing. So those kind of go in and they're archived when you need them. Every live session is recorded. So there is things going on. You don't have to keep up because everything is placed into the hub inside the roadmap when you need it. So you don't have to feel pressured into keeping up with anything. Let me see how much time I've answered that one. Oh, it is. It's the long game. This is what Sharon and I say all the time. It's the long game. Being an artist is the long game. Being a creative is the long game, and it's exciting. And when you start to learn about the opportunities out there and you grow and you pivot, and like Stacey's just been on the most amazing journey in the last 4 years since she's become a member of trying different things. And she's not been afraid to fail. She's not been afraid to, well, she has. I'm going to take that back. She has been afraid, but she's worked a way of doing it anyway. I've worked with Stacey for a long time, and there's been many times she's been afraid to do things, and she's gone for it anyway. And so it is the long game. It is the long game. Yes. Yeah. Makers is going to launch on on the 1st, and by Monday we'll have it fully functioning. So we've just moved Makers to a new platform, and it's going to be really, really exciting. So Makers is a separate platform completely. Make Art Your Living Hub is where we take you through the 7 keys. It's about finding your voice, finding your people, making a living. And the Makers is separate. It's about art challenges, playing, and it's about delving into that why and the what, but really just focusing on yourself, not worrying about who your people are. It's about developing your voice and working on visual language, and what happens to your artwork if you put it on a different background. It's that kind of platform, and you get access to that. So we're going to be selling that as a separate thing in the future, but when you join now, you'll get access to the Makers. If you want it, you don't have to. So let me see. So Makers will be separate in the future. I just saw a question coming in. So it will be separate in the future, but right now, because it's brand spanking new, we have had it running in the background, but we never got it off the ground. So it's brand new in terms of we've just put it on its own platform, and now we've got a content plan, and it's going to be a separate set of deliverables. And we really are putting something together to help you start to explore visual language. And in the future, it'll be a separate cost. But right now, when you join, you become a founding member. So you have access as long as you remain a member. And everybody will be getting an email. Even current members will be getting an email about Makers in the next couple of days, because it will be a different platform to sign up on. So we'll put it all out into an email so it all makes sense. 168 hours a week, and even after deducting time for sleep, full-time job, sleep, toilet trips, and eating, there are 9 hours spare a day. Oh, welcome. Dipali, hello. I joined last week and was going through all the links, curious to know, but I think I don't have access to US Makers. Or is there nothing on that link as of now? So yes, Makers is going to be the link that you press right now will work from Friday, tomorrow. No, the 1st, sorry, which is Saturday. Saturday it all goes live. And then from Monday, definitely, because we're launching the art challenge on the 1st. So you'll get a separate email about how to log into Makers. Yes, so I see a few of you are saying that. So yeah, we're just working behind the background on it's such a pain. I did a welcome video for makers and we were just about to put it in and there's no sound. So I've got to re-record that. So I've just got some things I want to put in there before it goes live. We have got the old version of Makers though, which we could quickly switch on for you all, but it will definitely be sorted by Saturday. Hello. How are the 7 Keys taught, led, workshopped? So the way the 7 Keys works right now is there are a series of videos and the videos are roughly 15 minutes long to 20 minutes long. Try not to go over 20 minutes. You can watch them on double speed and they are subtitled and you have a PDF that goes with every single video which outlines what I said in the video. It's not a transcript, it's produced in a visual way because we are visual people. So you have your download, which explains everything in written. You have the video, and that's how it's delivered. And also with each, not every lesson, but most lessons, you get worksheets to get you to really start to think about these 7 keys. So lots of things to fill in. You can fill them in online, you can print them out, you can just write them in a journal. So hopefully that helps. And then what we do is we do a live session every Thursday and we go back over the 7 keys in some way, shape or form. And yeah, you need to grab it while you can, because we've decided to change the way all of this is delivered. Because right now we're giving so much away, and which is great. But I realized recently that I want to sell the 7 keys as a separate course, and I really want to change it a little bit. You know, it's not going to change massively, but it will still be the same principles. But right now you get this inside the hub and we're there to support you. Nothing's going to change. But in the future, I want to sell this separately as a course and take people through that experience first. So we won't be offering this hub with all of this material at this price ever again, because what I'm going to start doing is selling everything, not everything, but quite a lot of lessons inside the hub. I'm going to start selling them separately. So this is going to be the last time you can join. I mean, it's $30 a month to access my life's work, basically, which is why I'm changing it in the future. So yeah, it's the best time to join if you're going to join us now. But of course, you'll be able to join in the future. You can take the course and it'll just be different the way we do things in future. But let me just see if there's any more questions. I'm going to see. Yeah, I did another video on how the hub works. I can pop the link, or maybe Hannah could find the link. Hannah, I don't know whether you found it. There was a video that I did, when was it? Tuesday, where I did a tour of the hub. Maybe we could put the link in, and I did a tour then. Dip back in doesn't always have to be forward journey. No, it doesn't. It's not linear. It isn't linear. The 7 keys is linear when you first do it, you know, because they feed into each other. So the concept is linear when you first look at it. But then it's moving and changing and it's a journey, and one thing will affect another thing, and you'll go back and you'll, you know, backwards and forwards and sideways and horizontal and vertical, and yeah, and it's all about the journey. So we encourage you to pinpoint a destination. I feel like I'm just going to peek over here, but it's about your journey. The journey is exciting. When you start to pull all this together, you'll start to go on a journey of designing your own life. And I know people might be sitting there thinking, yeah, right, design your own life. But it's true. Definitely feeling the overwhelm. Yes, and the overwhelm is real and it's going to be there for everybody at some point. We're all going to feel overwhelmed, especially when you learn something new, or if you're doing something that's out of your depth, if you've got a big project, it's overwhelming, isn't it? But the steps inside the hub will start to help you deal with overwhelm. So yeah, it is overwhelming. And I'm so glad I've done what I have of the 7 keys, because reminding myself of the framework has helped me realize that although the overwhelm has been mostly out of my control, going back to work, sorting out some student stuff, dog eating, mouse poison, oh no, the main cause of the overwhelm is, and I can't read the rest, but oh, bless you, Sally, that just sounds so crazy. But it's giving you a framework, which is amazing. Oh, I love it. I will say this, everyone has noticed how much more comfortable I am and more focused and enthusiastic. That's amazing, Stacey. Yeah, hub enrollment closes tomorrow. And then I'll be disappearing, and we're going to be focusing on the knowledge base inside the hub. We want to create this knowledge base for everybody. We are moving the hub onto an amazing platform to help you search for things that you really need. And then I'll be head down working on the 7 keys and turning that into something. I don't know what yet. I want to update it, but it might change a little bit. Who knows? It's quite exciting. But yes, thank you. All the videos and lives are available to do at your own pace, at your own time, just carving out that time per week. Because I have a lot of people say, I can't attend the lives because I live in Canada. But listen, we have people in the UK who can't attend the lives because they've got kids or they've got a job, or, it clashes with commitments. So please don't let the fact that you can't attend the live session block you from thinking that you can't make progress out of this, because you can. You don't have to be there live at a session to make this a success, to design your own life, because everything you need is inside the hub. And the community is active all the time, 24/7, because we've got people from all around the world. And 2 of our team are based in Australia. And in fact, in the makers, we're doing drop-in sessions, and one of the drop-in sessions will be like 1 a.m. UK time for the people on the other side of the globe. So there'll be those that you can drop into as well. But the community is active all the time. So if you've got ever questions, you just pop in, and there's always someone there to help you. So so Fiona, no plans to do this now until the end of the year. So I'm not sure when I'm going to launch the course, because I haven't rewritten it yet. My plan is probably September, October, but it really depends how it goes. I've got a lot of filming to do, and it's a big job. So, but I'm aiming towards the end of the year to do enrollment to the new course. So it won't be into the hub, but it'll be to the new course that we do, which is the 7 keys only. Oh, hello, Hattie. I've just joined and I feel very excited about the future. Looking forward to meeting you all. Yay! Amazing. Oh, let me see. Oh, Sarah, and I can't figure out who would be the who based on my why. That's normal. That's why we've got this. Because it is hard to figure out. It isn't easy, but quite often the answers are staring you in the face. They're in you. We will pull them out of you. So but it takes time. It really does take time. It's not something that you can quickly figure out in a few weeks. You can make progress within a few weeks, definitely, but to figure out your who, it does take time. And some people can get there faster than others, but yeah, we will do anything we can to help you. And the more that you bring this forward and talk in the group and share and ask questions, and you'll get there. You'll get there. Oh, you're good. So you've been working hard, losing my weight, getting back on track, had lots of commissions, which is great, but so my key's progress. Oh, it's good that you're getting commissions, but it's nice to see you here, Ryan. I hope you get stuck back in again. This is an interesting one. Sarah, I feel like my why is the same as a lot of other people's. So if that's the case, Sarah, what usually is happening there, you'll hear me talk about an onion a lot. There's even art out there with me peeling onions because I talk about the onion so much. But the onion is it's like when you first go through the 7 keys, you'll peel the first layer of an onion, and it does feel the same as everybody else's. So when I ask somebody the why, if it's that first layer of an onion, because fundamentally, most of us on the first layer of the onion have the same why. We could probably pull out 3 main reasons why people are making art, and as a therapy is 1, because I want to make other people happy, is 2. So these reasons are the first layer of an onion. I make art because it's my therapy. It's the way that I escape the chatter. And I remember Sylvan sharing that. I totally connect with that. That's a valid why, it's valid. But like you say, it mirrors what other people are saying. And then what we do is we peel the next layer of the onion and the next layer of the onion. And you go deeper and deeper into your core why, which is different to everybody else's why. And you have to start with the first layer. So you have to start with that why that is mirroring what other people are doing. And you'll go deeper and deeper. And what we tend to do inside the hub is pull out on particular works. And when you start to ask the questions, it plants the seed in your mind. And then, like Donna today, she was in the shower. She was like, oh, I've just realized why I do what I do. I just realized just a week ago when I was going through the Make Your Mark stuff, all of a sudden, why I had a load of images on my art board. And there was a lot of images on there, and one in particular that I had no idea why it was on there. I didn't know why I liked it. It was graffiti on a wall and this weird dying tree. It wasn't that inspiring. The graffiti wasn't even great graffiti. It was just like, bad typography. But it was on my vision board. I was like, why is that there? Out of all the images, all the beautiful images in my studio, why is that on there? And I had no clue, but it was there. And I kept asking, why? No, don't know. And then it wasn't until a year after it was on that board that I realized why it was there. It took me a year to figure it out. And to cut a long story short, some of you might have been on the video where Sharon and I were talking about our own journeys and words and a starting point. And Sharon said the word imprint to me, and it didn't resonate when she first said it to me. And I pondered on it the next day and thought, imprint. And I Googled imprint. Oh my gosh, when I Googled it, I just found all of this stuff that related to why I'm making my artwork. And that image that I found, I realized, because I have this fascination with imprint and things being left behind. And it's the graffiti being left behind. That's what I'm fascinated with. Like the imprint that someone else has left or something else has left on a place. So on my board, all of a sudden, I saw trailing ivy on a building and it had been removed and it had left the remains. I'd got, all this stuff that related back to something leaving an imprint, whether it was a memory. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's why that image is on there. So this is why we say it's a journey, and it can be something that someone says to you. You've got to, this is why if you keep going through these 7 keys, talking to us, talking to your friends, talking to other hub members, going over this time and time again, you'll peel the layer off the onion and you'll go deeper and deeper, and it will start to make so much sense. And you'll realize the answers are in front of you. Like, I can't believe it took me a year to see that. And I'm like, yeah, that just makes complete sense. It all ties up now. Why didn't I see it? So, and then you start to figure out then your uniqueness, and there'll be, you know, what I've just described there. There might be some other people that have that fascination as well. And what I will start to do now is find them, because they're going to be my who, you know, they're going to be people I'm going to immerse myself around, this thing of imprint. And then that'll take me on a journey again. And so you're just constantly taking a path this way, and then the path branches this way and that way. And then you start to understand where that fits in the world and who your people are. So I'm going on a massive tangent. Oh, thank you so much. Well, big welcome. It's the only second time you've seen me. Thank you, Anchor. Why did you decide to sell the 7 keys separately from the hub? Can someone join the hub after the 30th of April? So there's lots and lots of reasons why I've decided. So the hub is growing now in terms of content. So there is a lot of content inside the hub. And what I've become now is a curator. This is what I feel. I don't call myself a curator, but what I'm doing, I've got so much content now that can help people, and I want to curate this in the best way possible so that people get results. That's my aim. I want to get people through the 7 keys, and I want people to get results, and I want you all to make a living doing what you love. That's my goal in life. And so I'm putting so much money, time, and effort into redoing and reordering the content inside the hub so that you can find what you need to help you. Now, the 7 keys I wrote quite a long time ago. And when I wrote them, I had no idea whether they'd work. I'm blown away, in fact, by how much success they brought people. I literally just wrote them, tested them out to see, and I was like, oh my gosh. So since then, I feel like I have grown as a person. I've learned so much from others, and it's time for me to redo the 7 keys, because it was a long time ago. I've got many more stories to share. There's things that I feel like I would add and take out. So I want to redo it. Now I'm investing thousands and months of my time to redo this course. And right now I'm giving it away for free. So that doesn't feel like a good decision. So there's a few reasons, and it's not just about that, but it is about, this is my life's work. This is my life's work. And I teach people inside the hub to tier what you're doing. And right now, the hub is the only thing that I have. And my 7 keys course is, I want it to be my signature thing. It's my legacy. I'm going to write a book to go alongside it. And so I will sell that as a separate experience. And recently, what we usually do inside the hub as well is take people through the 7 keys course every time we open enrollment. But what I'm finding now is we have so many members and so many people have been through it before. And when we run the course inside the hub, it eats up 2 months of time. So what's happening then is the hub members are then missing out on guest experts, because we have to pause everything. So I feel like it just needs to come out. People take the 7 keys course. The hub still continues. And if members want to do the course, they can. That's up to them. But the hub will continue to be a structured place where we have a guest expert, Thursday live sessions, and that continues. And I can't do both in the same place anymore, because it's just too much. It's too much overwhelm for people. And I don't feel that's the best way to get people through the success path and through the roadmap. So I want to deliver it in a different way in the future. And also, I kind of have some ideas of making it a big event and getting people really, yeah, I love big events and big exciting online workshops and things like that. And I want to deliver the 7 keys in that same way, where it's a kind of short period of just helping people understand what they are. Now, inside the hub, I can't control that. So I can't see what progress people are making. Whereas if it's in a controlled environment, I'll be able to see how people are progressing through the 7 keys. And then if people want to access the hub afterwards for continued support, they can. So that's the plan. That's why I'm doing it. And it just feels the right thing to do. It's scary. It's scary when you start changing things. You know, I will admit I've had the fear. But I've reflected on this long and hard. And at the beginning of the year, it wasn't my plan at all, but it's just feeling like the right thing to do. And I have a mentor as well who teaches me how to help people in the best possible way. And we've talked about this, and he has agreed, and lots of people have said this needs to be a separate course. So yeah, it feels like the right decision. I'm really taking a long time to answer questions today. Sorry. Let me see. Hello, Rosie. This is so helpful. Starting to work through the 7 keys next week. Feel like I'm ready to focus on them now. I have finished the Make Your Mark course. Amazing. And yes, the Make Your Mark course will help massively, because in Make Your Mark, you were starting to think about the why and the what. So without realizing. Let me see. Oh, yeah, it did, didn't it? Yes. I'm just going right back. Oh, hello, Sandy. My gnome artisan. I love. Yeah, work through them in order. It's worth doing. I go through the 7 keys every 6 months, or if I'm doing a new project, if I'm launching, if I'm doing workshops. Sharon has used this before if she's doing a project, for example. So you can use this to, if you've just got something that you want to get out into the world, you can use it for your whole art to direct your whole life and your journey, but you can also use it for little projects, little side projects. So Sharon was doing, or is doing, a collaboration with another artist, and they, use the 7 keys. They're asking, why does this matter? What is it? What are we doing? Where, who's going to be interested? And they wrote a list of organizations, and they got out there, and they've got grants and crowdfunding. Now they're being exhibited in an amazing place, which is top secret. It's a big international art exhibition that happens every year, and it's really high-end, amazing. And this came from the 7 keys, putting this together, putting the plan together. So any more questions? Does anybody have any more questions? Oh, I love this. Nikki says, I avoided my why for months because I knew it, then decided to go back and do it recently and found all these hidden things that were there all along. So happy I did it. Yes. And what you'll find, Nikki, and Stacey will tell you this, that when you fill it in 6 months' time, when you go back, it will change because you're evolving. And some parts might be different. Some parts might be the same. Some parts of your why will stay with you forever. Some parts of your why will change depending on your environment, depending on what you've learned about yourself. And some people go back and go, oh my gosh, they're so different. It's like it was a different person. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can dig out the onion, the onion drawing. It's really funny. Oh, when I haven't even written the proposal yet, Paula. When I will though. You can be up first on the list. Hold me accountable. Um, Let me just see. Oh, yay, Fiona, you've joined. Hello. Here's to peeling onions. Oh, hi, Suzanne. I'm afraid because English is not my language. Everything is subtitled, and we have had so many people join from Italy and from Spain and France who have struggled with English, and they've managed to get through it. So you can try, Suzanne, and like everything is written. So if you're okay reading it all in English, you should be fine. But I understand why that would be worrying, and you've got nothing to worry about in the group. We've got lots of people from all around the world. You'd be most welcome, and we will not judge you. In fact, I mean, I have dyslexia, so most people have to translate my emails and my posts because my letters are always back to front and the wrong way around. So your English is probably better than mine. So yeah, it's £30, $30. Because in pounds in the UK we have to add VAT on top. So that's the price. Yeah, that's the reason why, because we don't have to charge, we have to charge VAT to people in the UK. And so it's £30, including VAT. But we don't have to put VAT for someone that lives in the USA. It's a UK tax thing. Let me just see. If there's any more. If I've missed any questions, I will come back. Oh, great, Lisa. I'm so glad that you joined us. Oh, Sally, thank you. I found nothing but encouragement and support from all the amazing artists in here. Yes, I'm in awe of the talent. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you feel that way. Is the 7 Keys a taught session? Sorry, I joined partway through live. No problem. So the 7 Keys is self-study, basically. So you have the course. It's all pre-recorded, and you go through it at your own pace. But we are in the hub community supporting you. And if you've got questions, you can come into the group and ask a question. And we've got people at all different stages and all different levels of the 7 Keys. But what we do every 3 months is put you into groups depending on what key you're working on, if you wanted to work in smaller groups together. But yes, it's there to go at your own pace in your own time. And then we do a live session every week. Let me see. So the currencies we take is dollars or pounds. So you just choose which one. And if you want to know what that converts to, the best site to use is xe.com. And then that will give you a rough conversion. But thank you. Oh, that's really kind. Thank you. Okay, I think Is it best to get body work up to date together first and then do the 7 keys? No. Because, but the reason is, I've seen so many people do this, and we've had people do this before, and then they come in and go through the 7 keys, and they realize the collection of work that they've just made was not actually their true why. So this helps you build your collection, because we have a whole lesson on building a collection as well, because you build your collection from the 7 keys. So your why and then your what, which is your collection. This is the framework that's going to help you figure out what you put out into the world. And then when you get to your who, then you start to tweak your collection. So you start to adjust your collection based on knowing where your work's going, who your people are. Maybe you'll change the scale. Maybe you're going to change the colors to make them fit the type of person or the subject matter. You're going to tweak it. So you work through the 7 keys to build your collection. So, and I've had so many people, it's been so sad, who have made collections and they've come and they've gone, oh no, this is not, I just don't connect with this work anymore. So yeah, this is, you know, and especially if you're a beginner, this, as soon as you start to learn this, it's going to help you, give you the foundations. So yeah. Oh, I like to listen to you, but I'm afraid to not catch the meaning of every information. I understand, that's okay. Don't worry. If it's not for you, there's no pressure at all to join. No pressure. I wonder, I've started the 7 keys between this and my book. It sure makes you think deeply, doesn't it? Sometimes I have no idea. My memory doesn't serve me too well. I've blocked out so much of my life. Clearly, I'm the same, because I've had a lot of trauma in my life. And what I have found, though, is when you start to go through this process and you talk, and something will remind you and a word will remind you, and you'll see somebody else's why, and you'll start to learn through this process who your people are. And when you start to connect with your people, you start to see how they use the same things that you're interested in. And you go, oh, you'll hear a story about why they make, and it all starts to just bring things to the surface. So wherever you are right now isn't going to be where you are in 6 months. You might not have a clue why you make. I remember Marita joining and said, I just don't know why, and I don't want to know why. I'm just happy just making, thank you. And it took her ages to just come round to the fact of, okay, I might just dip my toe into this why now. And it's totally changed her whole life. And so, yeah, whatever stage you're at now, you won't know the answers. And whenever I'm doing a new project, I don't know why I'm doing it. And I don't know who my people are. I've just, I'm going through this process again with something else that I'm creating. I don't know the answers at all. I don't know my why. I don't know my what. I don't know the who. It's hard. And I'm going through it going, but I know I'll get there because it works. And I don't know any of the answers. And it's good for me to go through, because I realize and I get that appreciation for how hard it is. Oh, Stu McLaren is just the best. I was trying to get him to come in during the Europe Matters week, but he was so busy, I think, and my message went to his team. So I really wanted to bring him in and thank him, because he's my mentor and he's just amazing. Such a great guy. He really is. But so thank you for sharing that with me. Okay, I think I've covered all the questions, and if I've missed anybody, I will come back and check. Okay, I think I've covered everything. So yeah, enrollment closes tomorrow. So we have one last live session tomorrow, which is at the same time, and it's going to be our closing down party to everything. It's been the most incredible couple of weeks. And so yeah, if you want to join us, then now is the time. And we would welcome you with open arms. I know it's scary. If you're scared, please reach out to us if you've got any questions. We have so many people, they're terrified. But the reason I encourage you to join is because we've seen it time and time again, the lives it has changed. And I just think that if you're sitting there scared, it could change your life. And that's why I put this out there, because I don't want anyone to miss this opportunity. If you feel that you've been getting in your own way, if you're scared to do this, if you feel like you've got an inkling of wanting to do something that could make you a living or get your art out into the world, then we've written this for you. It's to help you. It's to help all the people that are afraid and terrified and don't know what direction to go in and don't know how to do it. You're not expected to know anything. That's why we've created all of this. So tomorrow's session is the same time. It's at, hold on a minute, is it really 7:30? Have I been talking for all this time? Oh my gosh. Have I been talking for an hour and a half? No. Sorry, I got carried away. So yeah, I've been talking for a long time. Sorry, I didn't realize I've gone on for this long. So tomorrow's session is 6 p.m. UK time. I really can talk for England. Right, I'm going to stop talking now and say goodbye. So I will see you tomorrow. We can make art together, just have some fun, hang out. You can ask me anything tomorrow. Just ask me any questions. I'm going to sit here and make some art while you just fire questions at me. It'll be the last session that I do for a long time like this. So until the end of the year. I'm not going to do these make art your living sessions again till the end of the year. So come tomorrow with any questions. If you're watching the replay, put comments below, ask me anything. And yes, take care, everybody. And thank you for joining. Bye-bye.